Hi,
2022.
2022.
2022. Am I also supposed to say that?
I don't know.
Already
Welcome
at home.
to the Deeply Rooted Show. You're not watching the GNPS.
Utepen.
I'm sorry.
Jen.
So I'm gonna shut the fuck up.
That wasn't a start. I'm just like saying if
Yeah.
people are like confused. Oh, then, yeah. You mean you're one of us today?
Thank you.
Or whatever. How you doing, sir? I'm okay myself, too. Devin General.
Let me ask you, why are you calling me Devin?
Because of the show.
Because of your career.
And your career.
Why?
What's your
What's
career?
my career?
You tell us.
Yeah, you tell
Tell
us.
people what you do behind the podcast. Do people
Yeah.
even know?
I don't think. Well, if you watch the podcast, you'd know because I shot a freaking 1 hour and 20 something odd minutes documentary about myself,
Yeah.
which is available on my channel for now. I don't know for how long.
And is it going to Showmax or Netflix?
No, it's it's like those primary school pictures.
Sure.
Are you happy about them today?
It's you.
Doug.
It's
It's
you.
out there. It's out there.
It's
Doug.
out there. It's out there.
Come
like
on.
a porn video.
Yeah,
Yeah,
obviously, that's the reason why it's still there because I kind of see that whenever I want to delete.
I mean, look, there's some stuff.
How bad is it?
Uh,
I don't think it's that bad.
it's not bad because I worked with
I
worked
finished
with Tiny on it.
Okay.
Yeah, so it wasn't just
It
me.
seems like a shy gent, eh?
About you?
No. I'm not.
Utepen.
Am I shy? I don't know.
Nah, you don't think so?
I don't think you should.
Yeah.
Just
I
elusive.
would.
He's just what?
Elusive.
Am I
Yeah, I think he likes to. Am I?
Am I?
This nigga, Doug.
really? But yeah, like my career behind the podcast.
Yeah.
Well, if in a nutshell, well, I'm not gonna. Do I have to go?
Be general.
Do I have to be like,
General.
do I have to do that whole thing? Okay, you generally from da 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 da.
No, just
Am I
your
supposed to say
occupation.
that?
Answer the question.
Your occupation, sir.
Okay, see, that's how I'm trying to dodge that question. But yeah, it's fine.
I'm wondering this whole time, like, what's going on?
Elusive.
They right now, you're not thinking about death.
Mm.
Am I right?
I mean, I was
You know?
this morning, but it's true.
Well, yeah. So, but like, you wake up tomorrow in the morning, it's a normal day, everything is fine, life is normal. Get dressed, go to work. And as you walk in, it's like recess. A recess is like a situation where a patient can no longer maintain themselves,
Body. They need a
Despite-
machine.
Despite, no, the machine is already there.
Oh, shit.
We already have the heavy drugs, everything, fluids running, trying to correct
Medically,
whatever.
everything's being done to keep this human alive.
So you are stable. So
Yeah.
because obviously in order to treat you in ICU, we have to.
Is that the term critical but stable?
Critical means that means actually that like it means you could be stable and then the next minute you
Could die at
losing
any time.
your life.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
So in that situation, you just first you get to work and that's what's going on. Recess.
Like,
So
what's up, figure? Like, you're still
Like
waking
you
up.
just got it in. You haven't even
Like
put down your
coffee.
bag. Like
Yeah.
So I
wait,
excel.
so do you take your coffee before you go to work or when you get there?
nah, dog. Like there's no time to wait. See, I wake up in the morning and I train.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I exercise.
Yeah.
And then I do other
Exercise.
rituals. I do my
Other exercises.
rituals.
Okay, yeah.
Just to set the pace and the tone
Yeah.
for the day.
Yeah.
And then I exercise. Also, exercise is still part of setting the pace and the tone,
Yeah.
just to get my mood right.
Sure.
See, that's what I mean. Like
I
I
get you.
work before I get to work. I work on my mood so that,
Sure.
I get
as a buffer.
yes, because I know what's waiting for me there. Like that's how.
100 push-ups, 2 taps.
Yeah.
I still got it. I get you.
Making sure good to the body's chemically balanced.
Yeah.
Before you get to
I
work.
get it.
And then when I get there, it's this resource. And then
Jesus,
obviously, okay, everyone knows their role in the team. We do what we need to do. Boom, boom, boom. And in Tambe, we could spend like.
When was it like your first moment? Like
We could spend like 30 minutes. 30 minutes on one patient. One patient. That's like, it's touch and go.
You're doing everything you can at this moment to keep this human alive.
Yes. Yeah. Like, we're breaking out the big stuff. Like,
yeah. Remember that thing we
it's
did
that
with the
moment
last
where
guy?
it's like, and then it's like shortcut type of thing. Yeah, bro?
Man.
So, and then go through all of that only for the patient to die.
Yeah,
well, not to die,
getting-
like they demise, they don't make it back. And like
Do you
that's
choose?
the first
because they
Ask the
clinically dead,
question.
essentially.
And it pales in comparison.
What?
I'm not trying to compare it.
What?
But do you shoot?
Do I shoot?
Yeah, like camera.
Wait, they what?
No, not that work. I'm saying like out. Like
Yeah,
do you shoot
yeah.
out?
I do.
And do you shoot like invasive things?
No. I haven't shot like invasive things.
Like at a funeral and a
Nah,
close-up.
nah.
You haven't shot invasive things.
Yeah.
There's like a
The only invasive
A
thing
fine
I've done
line.
is
Yes,
A
yeah.
fine line
There's
a
a-
party.
of where to shoot.
There's a point, there's like a point where you finally understand like the coldness you need to tell a story, where it's almost like you remove yourself from that story. And like you're
trying to get the puzzle pieces.
Yeah, you're trying to get the best piece to tell the story. So you don't look at it like me feeling invasive was like me putting my own personal thing in
Emotions into the thing.
Yeah. So it's like, so I'm thinking in your field,
You need the same thing.
Yeah.
It requires the same thing.
thing. Yeah.
It's like, cause let me take you further. So the patient loses their life. Now the fucked up thing in my case, it's fucked up in that instance when something like that happened, is that I work in a pediatric ICU.
Oh my gosh.
You understand? Like,
Nah,
Oh,
dog,
my
that
heart
is
breaks for you, dog.
Dog.
And
I'm-
like,
Dog,
yo,
I
my
don't
heart,
think me
yo.
personally, like right now, it's like I'm 30
Yo.
now.
Do-
Like I don't think I could like.
do you
go through
understand? Like,
Yo,
what's it-
dude, that is heavy.
that. When did you start at that like specific like ward?
Sorry,
When did you start at the pediatric? Like,
I
section?
trained there. Like that's why.
So
I
vele
trained.
kule khona.
Yeah.
We are specialized at pediatric.
Yeah.
Hectic. Away.
Oh,
like a gentle giant.
Hey, face.
Just there, just saving lives.
No, I know. Like he's a fucking giant. Hey, like you think you see somebody on social media on YouTube, but fuck, guys, like the size of my
Can I
dog.
tell you an odd thing? That's what everyone that comes on the podcast says.
Dude, it's crazy.
Oh, you so tall.
Yeah,
Like,
dog.
there's no reference. Like it's just a gentle reminder. Go see what you see on camera is not real.
Yeah.
It's like
Kaz, okay, Kaz,
I think
wait.
you're taller than Wobbly.
Wait, do you have a baby?
Nah, not as it.
Oof.
You have siblings,
Yeah.
younger siblings.
Yeah. One.
Like, why kids?
Well, one from my mother. My father, I don't know. I guess two. I don't know. I just know him.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
He's
but
a-
we not
Papa was
not like
rolling.
that. I just you know
So,
how
there's the
where
prime.
am now ubabu
It's a bruv.
ubabu manzo it's
Yeah.
I ukhona ubaba wakho ba.
Okay, wait. Wait. So is he like he doesn't count, like it doesn't say hi, or you
Yeah,
just don't reach
type of
out?
thing. Yeah.
It's like Zib.
Yeah.
Wait,
Reach
see
out
what?
to Zib.
Yeah. Let me I don't want to be one of those kids that's like
No, come on.
yeah.
daddy issues
We
now.
interested, just tell us. We're
I'm
interested.
painting him as a bad person.
Yeah.
But this is our story.
Okay.
Me and my father, is that okay? When I was young, I think I was around 11, so I started having questions for my mom because like when I grew up, he was not around. I grew up with my grandmother. You know the story, mama, your hamba, your sebenza, You stay at home with the granny, kula, no cock, type
Yeah.
of thing. Those kind of situations.
Sure.
And then only later in my life, then I got to live with the mom. And then when I was now living with my mom, so you see other kids, it's like, oh, no, Baba. I'm like, then where's my dad? My mom is like, okay, sharp, grand, I'll take you to him.
Go see for yourself.
I say, no, my mom, dog.
She
cold.
Just go. Are you ready? I was waiting. I've been waiting. Come, let's go.
It's like she had it here the whole time, dog. She's just waiting. While she breastfeeds you, dog, she's just got that.
Hey,
yeah,
what
just
thing?
You sure? Are you sure?
Yeah.
Sure, take it.
Yeah.
Right, clean, sharp. Savaya. So imagine, do you guys know where's Nut?
I've heard of it. I don't know geographically where
It's
it's
in
at.
Nkandla.
Yeah.
It's closer to Nut. It's just like 35 to 40 kilometers away.
Okay.
So it's like 3-4 hours out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but it's the same style.
Sure.
You know? Just a little bit, guys, just up. Not too far from it, but
There's some money that's
Yeah,
coming to town. Sure.
yeah, well, but see, Tina Besemakaya around closer, like 10 to 12 kilometers outside
Shit.
of Inut.
Is that where you grew up?
Yeah.
Like with your granny?
Yeah.
Showcase. Oh,
So
shit. Man, when they go to the village boy.
Yeah,
Hey,
telling
shit,
you,
dog.
dog.
From
farm boy all the time, dog.
Shut up. So I didn't know
Like-
that. dog.
Like
Crazy.
see right now, like
Yeah.
okay, okay. Now I'm gonna digress, gents.
Yeah, go.
Let me finish the story.
Okay, cool.
So we drive. We take a bus. No mama says a tailwind. I'm excited, dog. First of all, I never been to Durban, dog. I'm 11.
Big city.
I missed out on a school trip when I was 9. My parents was like,
Hey, you're hurt.
do you
dog.
guys know who's a kick?
The thing that makes you.
Yeah,
Mom.
you can't eat, you can't swallow. Like you look like isele.
So, Jay, that was the universe saying you're
Were
not
you
going
also
on the
big as
trip.
a kid.
You look like a
Kid is
ninja
big.
turtle, dog.
Yeah, like a giant toddler. Just
So I couldn't come. I was excited. Says up, boom. As you enter through the N2, you start seeing the waves. I never seen the ocean.
Showcase.
And so I'm excited.
I'm in Durban. And
going
I'm
to
sure
see-
you've heard people
We're
talk
going to
about.
see my dad, and
issue.
I can't wait to
He's a
get
city
back
guy.
to boarding school and tell my friends, we say, we
I
went
saw
to
my
Durban,
nigga.
then we went to see my dad, Because my mom had told me, go to Obaba Ujel.
Sure.
Yeah, so I'm like, you know.
Gonna whistle
You
prison.
know, back in the days, dog, if Baba go Ujel, Utish, Unesi, those kind of things, I've always.
Government jobs.
Exactly, my dog. So so we go to relatives. My mother's mother's relatives, so my grandmother's relatives. Kwamash. So they know where my father's family lives, Kwamash, in another
Sure.
section. So I figure clean shop, I relax it. The next day we go to my father's family. I see my grandmother.
Yeah.
Umama Gababa.
Sure.
Sharp, they embrace me. It's all good. Yeah. Then next day we arrange no Baba. We're gonna go see him because he works at Ewesville.
Sure.
See Ewesville. Next day, I figure some total Baba. Okay, I see this nigga.
Do you look like him?
big.
Yeah. No, but yeah, he's also like tall. I'm looking at this nigga. I'm like, yeah, well,
You're sizing him up.
At first, like when I saw
Sizing his dad up.
when I saw this nigga, I'm like, okay, this the nigga, all right.
Yeah.
This,
Hey, boy, is it dead?
In. Ew, it's not charging.
what's up? See, this is why I like being on this end. I don't have to worry about these things.
Oh, okay. No, it's not okay. What's going on?
Oh yeah, it was out there.
It is wild, dude. But I know moms had spice. You know, like, okay.
No, dog. Like,
Okay, you
see,
who your daddy is, huh?
my mom didn't tell me shit, dog. Like, she wasn't even on some like, ubaba wako, this, that. Nah, nothing. It's just like, you wanna see him?
Fine,
Sam.
that's good. I will though. I will. What happened, Keegan?
Yeah, that is proper class. Yeah. Don't you pay tissue, dog? Something to wipe. Now that part is the one thing where I definitely say one needs someone to mind the cameras.
So my mom had told me.
Thanks, Dong. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Oh, fuck my life.
Paka, pa.
Hello.
Good
George.
morning.
Hectic. Hey, General is just telling you it's on. You're an Oprah.
Nah, I'm giving you content.
I will. Dog.
Like,
Yeah, so you're telling us about
people need to see Wuti.
General hates his dad.
No,
I'm joking.
fuck
part,
no.
part 2 of daddy issues.
I don't hate anyone.
I love my daddy.
I love it.
I am my father.
Despite the story I'm gonna tell.
I
Oh,
will.
I love him.
So sorry.
I love him, and like that's one of the things like that he never understood, which I was trying to get across to him.
Yeah,
but I was like,
take us back.
You're
So-
right, Gomash.
so we get to Amashu, family relatives, right? They know where my father's family lives, like because they live in another section of Amashu.
What
And,
year is this, by the way?
This is 2001.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's still the old school way of doing things. You gotta
Yeah.
go phone, go to a siesta. Oh my
There's
god.
no
It's
WhatsApp.
it's a mission. Okay, cool. Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah, well, somewhere you have to use a landline
Sure.
type of thing. Sharp. Next day we go see the relatives, see my granny, my mother's father. They embrace me, my aunts, everything.
Did they know about you?
Well, they knew about me, but they never seen me.
But you're just a myth.
Yeah,
Yeah, sure.
yeah. I was just like a genie in
And
a
how
bottle.
old are you when you meet them?
I'm 11.
11.
Yeah,
Yeah, sure case.
I'm 32, dog. I'm gonna be 32 this year. I was born in 1990.
32 squad.
Yeah. You also born in
Yeah,
19.
yeah,
I don't understand why people are scared to say their age.
I don't know.
Well,
People.
I mean, if they're worried about being old.
No, they just remember when they were 22 and life was good.
Nah, dog. You can't be 22 forever. You gotta grow.
Yeah,
You have to grow. Like,
yeah. Are you gonna dye your hair?
hmm?
Are you gonna dye your hair?
I dye my hair. What you mean? I'm gonna dye?
so
Sometimes
you do have
my
gray.
I dye. No. Yeah, I do have gray. I do.
Is that why you dye it?
No. It's just where the fuck
Forever
not,
young.
dog?
I
I
wanna be
forever.
No,
Carry on with the story.
Okay. Right to go see my dad. I'm excited. Then I see this nigga. I'm like, then I start having these questions. The first thing when I see him, I'm like, what did my mother see in you? Because
He's
doesn't
sizing
he?
him up, dog.
Yeah, he says it, but doesn't he look like you?
now we don't look alike.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Instead, I look like his brother
Okay.
Oh.
and his sister.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so
But I guess I don't know. But
That's
like,
how genes work that way.
yeah,
dog.
very,
yeah,
very,
well,
very.
but in like ngoba ngisho uput like because they met in another ubaba wala eThekwini
Yeah.
and his family is from Empangeni.
Sure.
but they meant no mama in Echozin, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you see, like those are totally different spaces.
Yeah.
So there's no ways that my mom could have been with his brother because his brother was here. And
no, it's genes. It's straight up genes.
No, genes
It's straight
are
up
crazy.
genes.
Yeah. So I see this nigga and he's like, tells me this, dog, you know when niggas start lying and say,
man,
he said, like, if I had which I don't, if I had a child that I kind of knew about, and they come and see me later, I'd be like, I know ngangas. I didn't know your mother was pregnant.
I got shocked.
Yeah, well, and then my question is like, but like, nigga, like, if lale no muntu.
But you're like
You
11. You're 11. There's a lot of like.
No, I'm saying for him, dog. So for him to tell me that, dog, no, that's the question that ran through my mind. It's like,
yeah, but you're 11.
Really, you did not know?
That question came up. I'm saying that in the context of things, that's the best question an 11-year-old could probably
and I'm like,
master.
And here's another question. It's like, but your family say they heard about me.
Yeah.
But I think, but you know what I think it is.
What?
I think is that like he chose to start the relationship on like a falsehood.
Yeah, type of thing.
And
then shit, it's real now.
Yeah. So niggas don't lie to your kids. Like,
whoa.
If kadungeko usashaya ispini nabongwana yabo phila impilo, and your kid is here, just be like, son,
I get you.
Ngangisayintwana nami ngangisakhula, but we out here now.
But it takes, in essence, if you heard these rumors, like a type of person who's like, and now we're just speaking objectively about your father. It's like, okay, now we're taking you out of it. Like objectively, in the situation where the guy is the dad, a guy that would go and find his kids is not the same as a person who would say like that to you. It's should vele umuntu ongenayo accountability,
But that's
and akakhulanga, his life didn't allow him to get to a point where he takes accountability, goes and sees what might come up from the past, because that's once you've sorted everything else that's scaring you about your future, you look at your past and go, which is a lot of people either get stuck in looking too much at their future, looking too much at their past. So then it's like if you get stuck at doing either, you're never gonna
snap out of it.
Yeah, you're never gonna snap out. You're gonna continue being the 26-year-old that you started going to
Westworld, Doug.
No, but let me tell you like one thing. One important detail about my father is that at that point he's now married.
Yeah, I can. That's the truth. That's
true.
What like saying.
No, but like
my papa was a Rolling Stone.
My thing is,
shut up, Bob G.
I understand what you guys are saying. Yeah, I understand, and I had to go through what you guys are saying in order for me.
Yeah, no, most definitely.
Like, cause I had
what
to.
age
I had to be a guy. Like especially when I was 23. Yeah, but I had to be like, okay, let me imagine I'm him. Right now, like, and I look at my life and I'm like, oh shit, there's so many things that accountability is very poor. So I'm like, okay, so probably that's the position you was. So that's how I got past the thing of food.
He was coming as a dude.
You understand?
But like he's talking to a kid.
But like as time went by and I grew, and I'm like, like, you don't need to lie to your kids. Yeah, but you understand? Because like,
but again,
not knowing my father.
I still had
things. There's a disconnect, General. It's what I'm trying to say, Guti. The person that doesn't lie to his kid is the person that finds his kid. Not the person that acts like he didn't know.
No, but if the kid has found you,
okay.
No, it's what I'm saying. You've created an image of what an ideal dad would do. Ideal dad. Because I'll tell you what, my sister came into my life. I was like, I think 23, and and we'd heard, but you know, situations are situations or situations. But then the kid comes back. My dad's like, "Alright, cool, let's do it, Zish." But my dad also had an understanding wife, you know, who knew about the kid, so it wasn't like out of the blue.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Yeah.
like things happen gets cut side because, I mean, if like for instance, what happens with a lot of families is that the mother uses the kid as a weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. I'm looking at some of my closest friends do this, and you can't talk them out of it. Yeah, bro. Now you see some of your closest friends who are denying babies. You know, you have friends who are denying babies.
I do.
So do you think that person, if they still get stuck in the loop they're in 20 years from now, would take accountability, or would they try slip and slide, knowing them as your friend?
Yeah. No, they'll try and slip and slide.
Yeah, but so it's
But-
accepting that your
but
dad
I-
is one of those friends.
I wanna add. Yeah. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
You're correct. But like, I feel like as much as we get to that point where we recognize that's the problem, I feel like we also need to add the fact that it's no niggas. Like, if you fucked up, you fucked up. Like you know. Now
How is he afterwards?
Eh? No, because let me. I was gonna get to that.
Yeah.
So I went to my dad when I was 11, when I was still a kid.
Sure.
And the last thing that he left me with, which it's not what I came there for, it's that he said, no, okay, saying yes to corner, so I'm going to send money for you through your mom, blah, 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 blah.
Sure.
Which he never did.
Sure.
Lie again. No reason. Yabo. Not ukuthi ngashota ngaleyo
But still.
mali. My mother was
I get,
capable.
I
Yabo.
get.
She managed. And right. And then I was like, okay, sharp, clean. I forgot about that chapter. Because my mother had kind of prepared me. Would say, you're going to be disappointed.
Don't get your hopes up, boy.
Yabo. And that's what
And
happened.
you still
So
did.
I wrote over that. Then I carried on. And then
Yeah, as you should.
Yeah,
as you would.
yeah.
as you would as a kid.
As you would.
And then on the week leading to my graduation, mind you, at that time I already have a job. Yeah, bro.
Oh, yeah.
So like I'm full,
you're killing
sorted, clean,
Yeah.
sharp. I don't need
Moonwalking
go on
around
job.
life.
I
Yeah.
don't I, like you understand. Like I'm my own person.
Sure.
I hit the nigga up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to extending an olive branch. Like say yo, like I know you and mom had your shit like going on, but like it ain't gotta be like that.
Yeah, showcase.
Yeah,
showcase,
and
showcase.
already I kind of people that know him kind of told me that he has kids and they happen to be girls, and I'm a
I want to meet my sisters.
No, ngumjit. You understand?
Oh yeah, you might fuck his sister.
And dog, yabo, nginaming, yeah.
I know,
yabo.
I know.
Oh, really?
My dad. That's what happens with me.
You
also. I was
understand,
like,
dog,
oh,
like-
wait, and my pops.
So like
Same here,
sometimes,
five, nigga.
or not even that. Like sometimes ngingamdlula umuntu edinga usizo lami, but actually that's like my
Yeah.
relative. So I was kind of thinking along those lines. I'm like, say, this nigga goes this way, that way. Eventually, my mom passes away,
Yeah. I'm sorry, Dad.
and then
excuse my
know
mom.
it's like dog. Like, we will talk about that as well.
Showcase.
So, my father, and then I let that slide. I was like, okay, fine. The graduation thing happens. It doesn't show up. My mom passes. I go back to it. Now I'm hoping since my mom isn't.
Sure.
Maybe mhlambe,
Yeah.
yabo, he thought my mom is trying to cause a
Feel bad for
rift
the
Yeah,
kid.
yeah.
with him and his
Yeah, but-
family and shit like
Gotcha.
that. I'm like, no, dog, it's
No,
just
there's no
me.
excuse.
You
It's almost
understand?
like yeah.
Then this nigga is on some finesse DNA test. I'm like, dog, that's me insulting my dead mother. Like, now you're bringing me to a point where I
Yeah,
have
but wait,
I have to
wait,
now
okay.
think like this.
Okay, wait.
Ukuthi,
Okay,
okay, let me go back. My mom was a teacher when
Yeah.
when she met you. She wasn't destitute.
Mm.
You understand?
Yeah, get
Now you were working. So you both are
But
civil.
you said
You both.
they met at a random place. Nah,
Yeah, yeah.
Only one time.
Wait, they were working in the same area.
So the chances of the meeting were like rare.
Yeah.
And it was only like how long did they work there?
It was like they'd been working there for unyaga and then like the next year. Yeah. Man.
That's mighty small, man. It's a small window there, sir.
Yeah. So the thing is, I think general, you have to look at it as it is, the information without the emotion. Like that.
No. I don't listen. This is me just telling the story.
Yeah.
I get you.
So that anyone out there, mhlambe,
Similar.
who has a similar situation, like just know ukuthi if umzali uhlezi umzali enganeni, like dog, like I especially like right now, like we live in this time of amajita and just uyazalisa and then you fucking move.
That's
bounce.
always
And
happened
then
though.
you find niggas somewhere I'm this that. Nah, nigga, you ain't shit, dog. Who's taking care of your sperm, dog?
I get you, dog.
I get you.
Come on.
That for me died with my dad. I think I was 18, 19, probably. I was like, I just made a decision. I was like, I need to know the other side of me, and I'm gonna go meet whatever's in front of me. I'm gonna go meet the dude.
Yeah.
The dude. I just want to know the dude, not the expectations. I killed that early. Like,
Yeah.
And so I went in there with like an open canvas. And he's a gent.
Dog, like ingane yakho, dog, like ingane yakho, like ayikho ingane ethi baba ngifuna uze nokuthi. That's you as an adult. Ingane ayazi imali.
Yeah.
You understand? But
that's your perspective.
no,
the
but
thing is,
also-
that's your perspective. You
No,
know,
dog, like-
how he sees it could be the total opposite.
let me
of
tell
that.
you something.
But you know
Mina
the other part,
ngikhulele emakhaya, dog.
Like, remember how you started this conversation? You said you grew up and you saw other kids, so there was a dad there.
Yeah. But
that already creates the expectation.
let me tell you. It's cause it's not a conversation that was happening ekhaya ukuthi yo ubaba wakhe akekho. So when you see other kids with their fathers, just know.
Yeah, no, most definitely.
But obviously there's no
Observation will create
understand?
the
There's
question.
no platform but
To say,
to
hey,
you
this is what it
engage
is,
in that dialogue. But you like how my mother did, you just have to wait for the kid to come to you
ask,
and then
you go
yeah,
do it.
and then you address it properly.
Yeah.
So that's always gonna be there.
My thing is that like there's no space in that scenario for your dad to just be like, yeah, I want a DNA test, and then after you get a DNA test, it's like, okay, let's keep it moving.
Yeah.
No,
like just on his part, is that like there's no one saying like, what's it, a year and a half.
listen. A DNA test. My thing was like, you know what? Like I do see instances where women will say ingane eganzu when ingane gasi.
Yeah, see.
But I mean, you look like his brother, though.
I know there's instances like that. So my question was, like,
But when you look like his brother.
Yeah.
But you know that's what everybody, when you arrive, that's what they said, right?
Yeah.
Well, how fun no span man.
Yeah.
You knew that.
Yeah.
But you still, when he said, let me get a DNA test, you know DNA test is gonna be safe.
My thing is, this was not your initial reaction to this thing.
It goes to Leon.
You understand?
But maybe
Number one. That was not your initial.
Again, but that comes from expectation, General. That comes from expectation,
Let me
General.
continue.
Okay,
After that conversation of talking about DNA, immediately we step outside. We run across two of his colleagues. He's like, no, this
He's
is
my
my
son."
boy.
Hey, he's a snake.
I know. So wait, that we've discovered because your dad is a.
Your dad will chow you. Your dad
So,
will chow you.
How much of that is in you?
A lot.
Snake.
Really?
No. Like
Being a snake, do you have snake qualities?
I can
Are you a snake
I
charmer?
can be a snake when I'm around snakes.
Does it happen naturally? Did you learn or did you learn?
But can you respect him for it though?
Ain't. No, dog. Listen. You know what? I was like, no, I respect him for being a snake
As a dude,
towards me, because like,
this is the character I'm gonna use.
So I think your dad's always trying to win the argument.
yeah,
I think your dad's always trying to win the argument.
absolutely,
Yeah.
Yeah, well, so
absolutely.
he's gonna get out of not paying for this kid. I'm sure that's what he bragged. He bragged about. Colleague, ngabethisa kahle lapha. Shelithi imali. Ngabona kahle. Now leyashadisa lelizophatha kahle leya guy. Yabo, like that's what I'm saying, because we don't know. And until we sit with him and know, it's like it goes to good thing.
At least with me, they both sat me down and we
Yeah.
chatted about it, like openly.
Yeah,
They went through the story and they said, if I'm lying, the other one can speak.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, dog. Like, but so when that happened, and another thing. Here's another thing. I was myself like, why would my mom say it's you specifically? Like, number one, you don't come from a rich family. Number two, you are not rich yourself.
You're trying to qualify him.
No, I was
No,
trying.
she's like,
I'm trying
why
to
would
figure out, like,
my mom has so much zazz, but why are you trying to think, good, out of all the rich men we could have gone
Like,
to
I
and
don't-
go claim a
Try.
baby,
Yeah.
we'd come to you.
So because he's broke, he can't say he wants a DNA test.
Dog, listen, let me.
Okay.
Yeah, well,
Okay, yeah.
so it's like, why? Like, may help me understand, dude. Why would my mom?
Hey, Mo.
Like, what?
I'm the money DNA test. Give it a money DNA test. That's not a free world, no. No. That's not Nelson Mandela, South Africa.
Wow.
It's not Nelson
So-
Mandela, South Africa.
So it's all those things. It's like, dude, come on, dog. Like, this is unnecessary. So like, niggas, don't lie to your kids. Just be.
Yeah.
Rather not.
That's
Don't.
that's the title. Generally, don't lie to your kids.
Yes. Don't lie to your kids. Like,
Don't lie to your kids.
like, especially like, it's just cause of
Yeah.
they remember that shit, dog. Like,
No,
I
Yeah,
remember
yeah,
the about the conversation. I'm just paraphrasing and about just so we can get past this, so we don't get stuck. But I remember word for word what that nigga has said. Even the shit that he said to me when I went to him, saying him dal. So much that it would, even if he can see this and be like, hey, why would I can argue with him? I'm like, no, didn't you not say 1, 2, 3, ganje, quote him? Because when that nigga speaks, I sit and I listen and I'm like, you understand? Like,
You got to. You can't just slip it.
I'm like, he was a sneaky motherfucker.
He's a wait.
Does he have a funny walk?
Yeah?
Does he have a funny walk?
Nah,
He has charisma,
he's
though, man.
alright. Yeah.
He has charisma.
Yeah, well, uyilowo mtshita yabo nje umtshita opholisayo
Yeah.
uyapholisa yonke into nje yabo hayi kodwa nje then ajike it's like nigga please.
Dude, what? Like,
Interesting.
I think ultimately it's like, yeah, like you go through, like, I know that feeling that you're talking about.
Yeah.
You know, everything you're speaking about. So it's like, I guess I'm lucky to say, Guti, I found that like my dad is the way he is. But like I've also gone in a relationship and not ever wanted anything from him.
Yeah.
So even when he had stuff and whatnot in, it was like a thing. Like the relationship has always been the same. Yeah, bro. So I guess like it would have been, not that it would have been a different dynamic. It would have been a different dynamic to navigate. Yeah, but because you don't really have human moments with your dad.
Yeah.
But it's always games. It's
Yeah.
like games. Like
Fun
you're having
times.
Yeah. But anyway, so like
Always a battle.
yeah, it's always a battle of some sort of the wits or whatever. So that's why I asked if you like even if that becomes a game where you guys can even like like
You bond over.
bond
you bond
over.
over the
and
jousts.
and that cracks cracks the thing, and then it's like because usually when you interact with somebody, because it's almost like he's got his defenses up. Yeah, but so when and people act defensive for different reasons about any. So I never wanted any of my siblings or my dad to feel like they have to feel defensive around me. Yeah, but so that's why I
Feel cagey.
Yeah, dog. Even when I never wanted anything, dog. Yeah, but so yeah, like I don't know what you can use for your dad. I was just saying like, yo, hey.
Nah, like about my father, like he taught me like responsibility.
Sure.
Like him not being around, like.
But naturally, like I said, my father lost his father early, so I can see, especially as I grow, like the psychology behind him being a father, comes from him like almost doing things he wished his father did for him, almost in a sense.
Like, it's a projection.
So yeah, you're going to learn from your father. Even if it's just his absence, it's going to teach you something. His presence in itself teaches you something. So you're going to follow a certain pattern, and luckily for you, and a lot of people in my experience at having dealt with people who deal with the problem that you just spoke about, I sometimes it's like we can joke about this with you now. Like, abakwazi wena ukujoka ngayo, so and usually ungakwazi ukujoke about something or I process it well enough for you to be able to know the experience of this whole thing.
Sorry to interject. Let's go back to. So remember what I was telling you about the Coke bottle?
Yeah.
When you shake it.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. Is that like people approach tough situations or challenging moments in their lives with that thing, you would say, oh, I gotta approach it with seriousness. You understand? Like sometimes, there's one thing I hate about myself is that I'm always smiling, especially on my podcast. So I could be talking about something that's important, but I have like that someone else would consider like something you shouldn't smile about when you're talking about it.
Yeah.
But just because I have this natural smile on my face,
I've learned to hold it back.
So I look weird when I do that.
Stop judging me.
Yeah, well, I look weird when I do that. But like that alone, the fact that I'm always close to laughter, is kind of like that's how I process things quicker.
Yeah, no, comedy is really good too.
It's
very important. It's very important. Like if you can't make fun of your situation, you have no power. You have no power over that situation.
The whole funeral week.
I'm not saying like obviously some people like we face different traumas. Like someone who's raped, I can't begin to think how I would joke about that. Because like
also you're not a comedian. It's not your realm to. I mean, you haven't researched it. You haven't sat with the people.
I feel like rape is not a jokey subject. Like,
I mean, you could joke about anything. You could joke about anything. You're not a comedic genius to figure out a joke that doesn't offend and speaks about the problem.
Yeah.
That's all it is. Because the minute we start saying people can't do this, that's when anything.
That's censorship.
So what do you mean? And maybe don't go to.
Wait, how do you guys feel about the Elon Musk situation?
Excited.
What Elon Musk situation?
He bought Twitter.
Oh yeah. So he's.
Are you guys
now,
Twitter?
Look, I'm interested. The guy that made a rocket land after it used to cost like hundreds of millions. Now it costs tens of millions to take something to space, and he's gonna make it cheaper. Then he built an electric car that can kind of drive itself. But you know, imagine going to Joburg, Usinje N2, share podcast there. So I'm curious to see what the engineer is going to do with
you.
I'm not on it enough to be like to say, oh my god, he's new.
The situation was interesting.
Change the world,
But on the part of censorship though, because that's his main cry.
Is there like no censorship?
No, he basically
he gets censored on Twitter.
Yeah, Trump got kicked off Twitter.
You get kicked off of Twitter if you You
Yeah,
know?
so the liberals own Twitter. The American liberals own Twitter. So they're like,
Yeah.
So basically, Elon Musk is like, yo,
He killed Reddit.
Uba.
Elon Musk.
He killed Reddit. Gajak.
Because Twitter is uncensored.
Nah, Reddit won't die. Reddit's for
Nah,
super
it
geeks.
won't.
Reddit's
But
got
it hasn't reached that global
What?
success.
What?
Reddit.
I just think with black people, like,
Yeah, obviously. That's what I mean when it's.
do you know how
global,
many things
bro.
exist outside of black people's realms?
They are, dog. There's a lot.
Like, I like forums. Like, it's only now I'm starting to see my brothers representing in like the creative forums. But like when I first started hitting forums, all we were seeing is 40-year-old, 50-year-old white guys who have all the time in the world and are just like, I've got this problem with my mixer. It doesn't turn on. Like it's like they're the people with the money, all of the disposable income to get all of the toys that come out first and test them out. So it's like it's old white people in America and Europe and what. So now like there isn't a culture of us to go and like if I was like the only Apple guy I knew for a while until like it's like, oh, you also into this shit, or a tech guy at least I knew for a while. It's like I was a weird black kid.
Yeah.
You know, so it's just because it's not in our mainstream experience as Utak. There's a lot of things that happen we have no idea about and are huge. K-pop. K-pop is a thing. It has no effect in your life.
It hasn't penetrated us.
Yeah, but it's so huge.
But can I tell you something? Sometimes certain things they're not prevalent to us purely because there's already something that's occupying that space.
Yeah.
So much that there's no room to allow anything else.
But that's like that's suffering and like at the end of the day, look, everybody suffers.
That's how South Africa functions, bro. Like
no, there's mainstream consciousness. Most people are poor. Most people are living hand to mouth. It takes a very special mind and person and unique situation to thrive in an environment like that.
Yeah.
We're not saying it's easy, but what I do say is because it looks all good now, but I was also sitting in a couch and doing nothing while my friends and peers were growing up, and I could have been the 30-year-old, but I chose. And yes, life is better for me, but there's a lot of people like me that are still in that situation. So what's the difference between them and I? Exact same everything. And they so it's you can find someone like you and has it 10 times worse because they grew up with no parents. Their parents died when they were 2. Yours died when you were 10. It's a little bit better, So it's like the busyness is in being is in feeling like you have no power.
Yeah,
that's the busyness that you're so defeated you feel like you can't do anything. And I felt like that before, And I don't know. Maybe it's sometimes it's friends, the group of friends, or it's a mix of everything. Group of friends, group of family that helps you get through.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Like feeling defeated. Like
I don't know what to do to go where I need to go.
There's a critical moment. Like remember when I said earlier, most people you might see an adult just because there's a beard and whatever that you deem to classify. But actually, there's a kid. Like at such point where I realized that it's like the day when my mom passed away. Cause the first thing when the doctor told me, well, I work in a hospital, so I know about. They will never tell you outright. I know.
You saw the language that used to bring you
at the hospital. They don't say. If they ever do this like that, that is wrong.
Because somebody could be on a crane.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, when you
I can't just say, "Hey, your mother died. Your mother if your mother has passed away." Anything. I can't. You say. We think it's time you gather the family and you come to the hospital so that possibly maybe you can say goodbyes. And then the family will come. Then mustn't figure until 5 minutes, 10 minutes ago, or whatever. But it's never like on the phone. So as soon as they call me, I was like, I knew same time.
How did you feel that day? Did you kind of feel down, or was it just that
Instant
cold?
dog got dropped. Like
Yeah,
I sat down in my office in Spain, sat down pants, and I cried. I think I cried for like 2 minutes. In that 2 minutes, I realized it's shit, you're still a child.
But I get it. But
I woke up that morning saying, nah, I'm an adult. I'm a grown 25-year-old. Doing my
man.
shit. I got my shit.
I got you.
But
that news.
after that call, that 2 minutes, he's such a child. Because I was, and the crying just like emphasized it. The crying just emphasized it. It just made it more prevalent. It's like, shit. Damn.
And adults cry
It's
too.
almost
Yeah,
like
understand,
like
'cause-
an instant cleanse.
Yeah, because the one thing
And
that you...
tears are nice like that. That's why I think people are addicted to them. Is that like tears are a drug?
Yeah. And then... Because the normally when you're in such a crisis, you think, okay, who can I call? Or who can I go to?
Got you.
And because when my man was doing that, I just kept hitting dead ends. So it's like you back to like, it's you.
It's you, man.
You, the spotlight is on
you. Yeah.
Oh man.
Now,
I'm telling you,
It's crazy.
instantly, that 2 minutes, instantly I stopped crying. I said to myself, get up and go do what you need to do.
Because I feel like your mom had trained you for this moment your whole life. Like like there's so much like from just your personality that like I've picked up on. I'm just meeting you today.
Yeah.
Properly. Is just like you carry yourself well. Like you're disciplined. So like there's yeah, I mean there's more disciplined than most.
Yeah.
But so it's like there's a level of preparedness that was done from a young age.
Yeah.
'Cause you can't fake. I mean, people can change, but you can't fake it.
Yeah.
You can't fake the way you walk.
Yeah.
Especially when nobody's watching. Yeah, what
You
type
can't.
of thing. So no, like all good and well is that like you were fucking prepared for that, even though you thought you were a kid, man. Like I was even more of a kid at 19. That like you don't understand how strong you were for going through it. In fact, that week or 2 weeks of just funeral pip made you a man, dog.
Like, do you understand like how quick you have to like grow up? Like,
yeah.
But you were prepared, is what I'm saying. She prepared you.
And the worst thing is that like my mom, I have a sibling and she's 11. You understand? Like,
And you're 19.
no, I was 25.
Oh, you're 25 then.
I'm 25. Dog.
Okay.
That's why I'm saying.
Your
I
sibling was 11.
That's what I'm saying. I woke up that day saying, I know like, I was at the age where I was like, nah, I don't ask for money from my mother and I live on my own. And normally, as society, we say you're so cool at that point.
Yeah.
You're an adult.
So,
You know, but actually, you're not. You understand? Like, because they said it, like, I feel like I'm not saying to still have your parents in your adulthood is a bad thing. I'm just saying, Guti, when you have parents, there's that thing. It's like a cushion. It's like
no, most def.
imagine.
I was thinking about it today.
Let's say we all skydiving, ne? And we all got parachutes. So some of us siyakhohlwa ukuyivula, sithi so we crash very early. Some of us we manage to land and then go parachute again. Yeah, so some of us, while we're parachuting, there's a net just in case we forget to deploy our parachutes. It catches us. Now that's the parent. So that's how impili kanjalo. Uma usanomzali, it's like you have a safety net.
Blind.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter what you do. You can do somersaults. You can forget to deploy the parachute. You don't even need to take the parachute. You can just bounce and then come back again.
It's crazy because like it's almost the same thing when you have a kid.
Would you become the safety net?
It's like like there's like a zoop. Okay, like in reality
That-
now.
that-
Yeah, there's like a zoom.
Because then it comes down
Okay,
to that
yeah, well,
sometimes.
it's
You
like-
almost die. It comes
Yeah.
down to real low.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh fuck, I don't want to
I
be
think
here.
because you can stop making it. You can stop playing around with the world and thinking it's about yourself.
Yeah, most def.
Yeah, but
Must
like in all the other times when you had the safety net, it was like, oh me,
What
me,
do I
oh,
want?
this, oh,
Dog,
me,
do you know
oh,
what
me.
makes a kid brave, my son?
Yeah.
That's because it's weird to call them that. I get to they'll go and touch that, go put their finger in the socket there.
Sure.
So we
Like
say,
security, yeah.
mama.
Yeah.
That type of thing.
Yeah.
You know? So when there's none of that,
I
boss,
get
so
you, but
then
I'm
you
also saying, like-
realize, oh shit, I'm that for me.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I
no,
need
100%.
to be my own safety net, like
yeah,
to
no,
catch
100%.
myself.
Yeah.
So it's
Snap
either
into reality.
it's
Because
either
I-
you snap into
because-
it or you just lose control.
Because I feel like it's like that regardless whether
Mm.
the parent is there or is not there.
Yes.
Like the stakes are that high regardless whether the parent is there or is not there.
But you don't realize
But
because
you
they're
don't
there.
realize it because your parents is there.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Is that like the same thing happens either if you have a kid.
Yeah,
But that's why you see a lot of coddle kids.
That you snap into. It's like, oh shit, okay.
Yeah.
It's like it's real. It's like it's real.
It's real.
It's real. It's real.
It's
yeah.
real. It's you.
Everybody loves the baby but doesn't pay for it.
Yeah.
Oh my
No.
gosh, you're a dad. Oh my
No,
gosh,
but
you're a
like,
mom.
I wanna get into this thing, like, Abo. Once again, like, I don't wanna badmouth fathers and shit like that, but like, I feel like sometimes there's so much expectations on a man in general.
No,
yeah,
man.
In the sense that in today's times, a man is denied an opportunity to be a present father enganeni just because akanayo imali yokuyondla ingane.
Yeah,
But
most
he
def.
has values. He has good principles of
But the-
how to be a good man.
you
And
see-
or
you
he
see it in the
doesn't make
jokes, bro. You
it,
see it in
or he
society
doesn't make
jokes.
enough money, but like ubuyena ubuntu, if he could get access and time to this kid, he can okay fine akayondli, even if kuthiwa yondle umama vele, that's how it should be. Ingane yenu nobabili, so they shouldn't be when as umama you shouldn't have a limit for ingane yakho uthi hayi mina ngifuna ukugcina la, ngifuna ukukhokha school fees kuphela then ubaba wakhe. No, you can't have limits for your kids. Imagine if my mother had limits as far as I'm concerned, I wouldn't be sitting here today. Irrespective of whether ubaba wami
Maybe do you
wayekhona
think she
or
knew?
not.
Yeah, because
She
I was
knew
getting
the
to
bribe,
that.
like the bribe is ish. I'm not gonna catch this one.
Because when your mom had you, she's young.
Yeah.
She was how old? Do
She
you know?
was 21.
Hectic.
So you know 21-year-olds today.
No,
You know
No,
21.
18 months, 21. Come on, Kyle. What are we talking about?
You know 21-year-olds. You know, like it's come on.
You grew up at 25.
You understand. So like and this is just back to like we're speaking about fathers, back to speaking
No,
about
but this is
women
back
and
in the
mothers.
day, Jen.
No. It's the same
It's
thing
not
today.
now. It's not the Mapiano times.
Nothing's changed, dog. Like I don't know why people thinking that
Same human.
these girls are new. Like nah, there's always been disco girls. It was called something. What you call a
Nah, dog,
club rat.
I feel like
Nah,
everyone wants
dog,
to be a disco
the
girl
world
now.
has never changed. That's because of TV. But everybody.
Everyone just wants to be a baddie. They want
That's
to.
not true. That's because
Yeah,
every.
not even.
No, dog.
That's
like,
because
you hang
niggas are
around there.
hunting where baddies go.
No, I'm not
and
hunting. I'm not
expecting-
hunting, dog.
No,
like,
I
I'm,
win.
I might. I'm good,
I win.
dog.
I win.
But like
Never
when
mind.
I look, dog. You see, dog. Like, it's like
Nah, but where
That's
are
the
you looking?
conversation.
Where are you looking?
no. I look at.
Where are you
like,
looking?
I look
Tell
at
me
the-
3
okay,
places.
let me tell you.
Tell me 3 places. Physical places.
No, I look at people around me and
Where are these places?
at work.
A hospital where people are dying. Carry on next.
After the
what,
trauma.
So what? You mean?
No. You can meet the girl of your dreams.
No, but
after
like,
her
not
husband
everyone is
died.
dying.
What do you
Oh,
talk about
no,
after the kid dies? Like over coffee? Like do you,
Oh, let me tell you the most gnarliest thing about working in a hospital, especially in ICU. It's like there's no time to say, oh, hey, we lost that patient.
Oh, just go.
No, the next patient motherfucker needs you.
Yeah, away.
Like, literally, you could jump from one resource, death, and then the next patient is about to die, and then we now have to focus on, like,
he's not even.
When do you process all of that?
So the point I was trying to make, Uguti, like,
that's
you,
the fucking point. Processing what?
sometimes you end up functioning like a zombie, dog. Like, cause there's no time to process all these things. Cause we're human, dog. Like,
do you not have an appreciation for death? Like, is there?
Oh yeah, that.
difference?
Sorry, Stu.
I'm desensitized.
Like, how is it like living by the border? Like, do you ever think about it?
I'm desensitized to death.
Do you think about
like death? Like, I don't approach death as like.
Yeah. So then, but who says you should?
No, but like,
does it liberate you?
No, I feel like wait, listen. I feel like as a muntu, in order to for us to maintain our sanities, like, yeah, well, there's certain thresholds that one. No, I'm me, dog. I'm one individual.
Yeah.
How the next person, how this affects the next person is not how it's gonna affect me. You understand?
So
and
are you
obviously,
saying you've seen colleagues crack?
Huh?
Like, have you seen your peers crack?
Dog, doctors lose their life. Doctors hang themselves.
They just can't take it anymore.
They commit
Why
suicide.
don't they just change careers, guys?
Eh?
Nah, sometimes when you feel like you've seen too much.
Okay, dog. If you go to med school, like, dog, you spend 6 years at scale, just pushing theory and practicals, and then later on you want to change careers.
But you know what the thing is now?
Yeah, that's the thing with doctors. You're locked in, eh?
Nah,
but the
dog,
difference
you can't.
But the difference, dog, is that, like,
you can. But
you would have learned. You would have learned a discipline. You would have developed a behavior,
a skill.
in which whatever you apply yourself to, you'll be performing at a much higher effort than most people that you would be competing against anyway. Because what people miss is, like, the behavior to do stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so you having that behavior to say it's okay. You can study for whatever in whatnot. If you apply that same discipline to something else, dog, trust me, dog.
Yeah, sure you can, but, like, dog,
limits are when it's
with resources as well. You got to take that into consideration. To study something else, you need money.
Yeah.
Yes and no. Yes and no.
Yeah, dude.
Yes and no.
Okay, to that. Okay,
you need some form of money. You don't need 70,000 rand anymore.
Wait. So
you don't need 20,000 rand anymore.
If you look at what he just said, he said you need money to go and commit suicide.
yeah.
No.
Essentially.
What because are we talking about?
Yeah.
No, that's not what I'm.
What are we chatting?
That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying you need money to go commit suicide.
No, but these people went to school with resources.
No. This has nothing to do with Imali. When I mention the money part, I'm talking about moving from having studied medicine and then going to start a new career. You need to fund that.
Not
you understand?
But you're a doctor, is what I'm saying. What do you mean? So, like now?
Wait, listen. Do you know? Like, okay, let me tell you. In this country, no?
Forget that. Like, in this country, you exist, General. In this country, you exist.
In order to be a healthcare professional,
yes,
dog, just to work, to be licensed to work, there's a board that you subscribe to, and you got to pay annual fees. If you're not working, how are you gonna pay those annual fees? You're working. You're no longer working.
So you have to work,
and in order to maintain the license, you have to be in the field practicing.
Yes, yeah. Because you
understand?
Yes.
So
full football player, you have to be
over and above just paying. But you have to be practicing.
But you're talking about one place.
In order to maintain the license.
Look, General. Let's look at it like this. You have no money. My case. Yeah. I've been sent to college. I have no money. I've got a college degree. I don't want to work because I think I'm better than the work, which I think is a lot of the people's problems. Yeah. At some point, you have no money. No girls want to look at you. At some point, as a guy, speaking as a guy. So then
that's an unfortunate.
So then, what happens is that every so often you go out with your friends at work, and then it was such a great time. Girls were looking at me because I was rolling with my friend that works, and I looked clean that day. You know. So now I get to decide, do I want to be like my friend or am I happy being close to my friend who works? You understand? Because at every level in society in South Africa, everybody has that one friend that's better off.
Yeah.
Most people, at least 80% of the people.
So what are you recommending? So I must
I'm
sponge off of
recommending.
my
I'm not
well-off
recommending
friend.
anything. I'm saying at some point you have to look around you and see how long have I been crying about being in this position,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and what can I actively do today to get away from this
Gents.
position? And no, now also don't tell about excuses because
No, I'm not giving you.
Excuses.
See,
well,
listen.
and dog, I understand, but at every level that you could be crying from, I can find somebody at your level who's
Dog,
done it.
Remember we had that chat on WhatsApp?
Yeah, which one?
With about this nigga posts during the floods.
Yeah.
He posted something about having ukes because there's load shedding in other areas. So I troll him and I say black privilege.
Yeah, sure.
I try to say black privilege, and then he sends a voice note saying like, "Yo, yeah, where like the only way you get privilege when you're black is if you have a disaster." And you have a disaster. I'm like, oh, so you must be that everyday privilege kind of guy.
That's because there's a disaster happening where I'm at every day. Didn't you just hear what I just said, dog?
Just speaking
I see kids,
I get you, dog.
almost
I get
on,
you, dog. I get you.
like sometimes, let me tell you, like
But what I'm saying is that, like, for me, I'm wondering if that should not give you a different
speaking to the mics.
layer to life.
yeah.
Yeah, but it exposes you to like a reality which other people don't face every day, which for them may be a big trauma, but you may have like a different resolution because of your experience with it. Yeah, but so you could be that pillar of strength, for instance, if it happens in your family, etc., etc. But so it should give you a different, I wouldn't say appreciation, but if it didn't, if it was like really as loading trauma, then just leave, dog.
No, let me tell you now. So I hadn't until like I was 23. Until I was 23, I had never experienced like death in the family directly, and that was my grandmother. And death was new to me. That's how I before that, I remember back in Makai, well, in the early days, like in preschool days, because we used to walk like very far distance. This man got shot, and I said crash it. And it happened around nap time, and it happened around on the way.
Why he became a medical professional.
On the way,
Yeah, he was like, I gotta save him. Never again.
Never
This happened around
again.
me.
Well, a guy gets shot in front of me, and I can't save him.
no. So, and I heard that because I wasn't sleeping.
Yeah.
But like the other kids were sleeping. The teachers heard it. Because I saw them rushing to go look out the window and then hide. So, but we the only kids. It was me, my cousin, and the girl from next door. We the only kids that go that direction. So the teacher did not bother to tell us that, such and such, don't go this way, rather use this route. So we go that way. And because I knew and I heard, so I was anticipating this. I'm walking in front, them two are walking behind me. So I wanted to see so that when we get to that point, I will tell them just don't look to the side.
Sure.
And then that happened. I saw the man laying there, and I told them don't look to the side, just keep walking straight. They keep walking. Like, why? I'm like, just don't look to the side. And then they keep walking, walk, and then until we got to a point where even if they looked back, they couldn't see him. So it's like, no, it's fine. But in my mind, it's still there. You understand? And somehow I didn't know what was death, but I knew that man was dead. I think I was 4. So we got home. I had a terrible night. My uncle's girlfriend bought him those cards that make those gnarly noises, like those Valentine cards. Valentine
card. Yeah.
That card dropped
Romance.
at midnight. It dropped face down. And then it started going, bro. And I woke up. When I woke up, like, I just get flashbacks of that guy just laying there. In the middle of the night, though, I didn't sleep that night. And I couldn't tell anyone.
Do you still remember the tune that thing made?
Yeah.
How does it go?
Yeah.
How does it go?
Hey, dog. No, I don't want to go back.
We're already here, dog. Oh, this guy already here.
Okay. It is the song. It was taken. It sounds like, you know that you my sunshine. My
That's creepy. That is eerie, dog. That is eerie.
So dog, imagine you wake up at 12
And
at night and you hear that
oh wait, dog.
after having seen it. So for days, like I was looking for ways to process this thing, and then this one time, and then I told my grandmother. I was like, hey, so like weeks after this thing, I'm like, hey, Kok, yazi ngandlula ngelinye ilanga kukhona omunye umkhulu wayelele lapha.
Washo kanjani? You didn't even have the words.
Ethi ugogelele kanjani? Ngithi hayi wayilele nje cambalele. My grandmother just laughed, yabo. Because
she's like,
she's
dead. This idiot.
So now I thought that was funny. Yabo. So that's how
You've always processed
You know, I think
that's
hilarious.
Like, just laugh about it.
Dude, but I'd like to say, dude, like I
or
think
just laugh after it. Just find something that's gonna.
it's just fucking dope. Like your first encounter with death is like you had to
deal with it yourself.
and then you also like you have to deal with it from a place of strength.
Yeah,
But not like from a place like you didn't have to think about it. Like there was no choice. So you just had to like you chose to deal with it. From
you chose
a
to
place
not
of
fuck
strength.
up the other kids'
Kids,
life and chose to fuck up your own life, and that's why
Dude.
that's why you're the man that you are.
So,
You know?
2013. Now I experienced my grandmother's death. I thought it was a shocker. Okay, fine, sharp, grand. Okay, now it's that close. Now I feel the pain of having to lose someone through death.
Because that's the first person you told about it too.
Yes. Yeah, well. And then, okay, lucky for me, if my grandmother like was a big pillar of strength amongst us all ekhaya. But more specifically to me, because me nangi kule nje naye. You know, like so much that yes, so much that he is like how she used to call me. It's still I can still like go back to that memory and remember it perfectly. So when that happened, and then fast forward, my grandfather dies. It's painful, but my mother is still there, so cushion. Remember what I was talking about the net? So then I kept having these, and then boom, my mother is gone. Net is gone. Now I'm working, and I'm in this environment where people die. And it's like
there's that thing of life continues.
Like the quickest thing I learned is that life continues after death. When they say that, it's not necessarily the life of the person we've just buried. It's life in general.
Life in general, yeah. Hey, in general.
On that general bombshell, I'd like to end this podcast and say deeply rooted world, radiodr.co.za, so you can catch everything. And general. Yes, like, this is just part one.
Thank you. We didn't speak about podcasting.
Does it not remind you of a bull?
Of what?
Of a bull.
A bull?
Yeah.
No. I guess.
What's a bull? Like a bull. Like a Red Bull.
There's no Bum boy.
Yes, guys. Enjoy. Ciao.
Radio,